How's it going, everyone? My name is Adara. So both with my last video and a recent retweet I just saw about the Rotten Tomato critic review on the new Lion King live action remake, I decided I wanted to dive in and talk about the subject a little bit more. From what I can tell, Disney is really trying to cash grab on nostalgia with these movies, to the point where I think eventually, sooner or later, all those other companies might try to copy this idea and make live action remakes of their own animated movies. Bruh, legit. Imagine a live action Boss Baby or some shit. I don't even want to think about it. But fuck the horrible ideas for live action. This isn't what we're talking about in this video. I want to bring out the potential for this form of storytelling. I want to brainstorm with you guys right now some movies that do deserve and would make excellent live action films. Not only that, but some of these might even compensate for the fact that the original releases of these films completely flopped in the box office. So let's dive in and take a look at my pick for animated movies that actually deserve live action remakes. First of all, let's highlight the two movies I mentioned in my previous video for those who haven't seen it. Atlantis and Treasure Planet. I absolutely love these films. They offer a unique spin on the legendary Lost City and a unique perspective on the incredible and well-known novel, respectively. As a little kid, I always obsessed with the world of Atlantis and thought it was absolutely gorgeous. I really wanted to dive in and live in it myself, not to mention how unique the history of it is, and the creatures and technology. A live action for this would really make my childhood dreams and living in the city come true. I imagine the world has the potential to be just as immersive as something from The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. They can really slow the pace of this film as well, so we can all bask in the glory of the city and its rich culture. I definitely feel the same way about Treasure Planet. I think that it's definitely one of Disney's, if not their most top creative film. It's so creative, in fact, I feel jealous of the team that created this wonderful space adventure. Just imagine all the ideas they had to toss out due to time restraint. This film was made with lots of love and it truly shows. I mean, for fuck's sake, I always thought the moon base was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, who even thinks of something like that? Now let's leave Disney a bit and invest on the future of other animated companies. Let's start with one that is infamous for not releasing box office success films on animation department, Warner Bros. Studios. I think y'all can guess what movie I'm going to try to bring right now. That's right, ladies and gents, the classic and amazing Iron Giant. Hopefully, it wouldn't look like Transformers or anything like that though, but I think an Iron Man story retold can bring a lot of potential to the table. Maybe we can find out where he came from and what exactly he is. But more than the Iron Giant, there's another Warner Brothers movie that I think would make a good live action, and that is Osmosis Jones. For those of you that don't know, this movie was the OG piece of media that showed the world of what would it be like if your insides had personalities. This was way before Inside Out and Cells at Work, and bringing it back would be really interesting. I think it would be cool to retell the story in reverse. In the film, all the animated cells live inside the body of Bill Murray. A disgusting Bill Murray, if I may add. But I think it would be much more interesting if the outside world was an animated one while the insides were live action. I think that would bring a very unique spin in this genre, for these movies are all seen in animation, so a live action would be really cool. Thirdly, let's move to DreamWorks for a bit, Disney's main rival in the production of animated films. There are two underrated and classic stories that would be interesting if brought in live form. Of course, I am talking about none other than Shrek. I'm joking. Jeez, calm your tits. The Broadway musical is more than enough to bring the nightmarish live-action Shrek to life. Nah, my dudes, I'm talking about a movie that was before Shrek's time. One of DreamWorks' first works, in fact. Yes, guys, just like Atlantis the Lost Empire would be a great live-action film, The Road to El Dorado would be an amazing story in live action, but only if they make it just as strong of a comedy as the first film. You have to cast Miguel and Tulio with hilarious and charming actors, or else these won't work. A friend of mine actually gave me a suggestion for who he thinks would make a perfect duo: Aaron and Dan from the Game Grumps. And it seems he's not the only one that thinks this. I think it's a pretty good idea. The two are best friends in real life, so I bet their chemistry in front of the camera would make for a very natural and entertaining performance. I mean, look at that face. How can you say no to that face? We can better the story as well by developing the world of El Dorado more, which, in the animated film, had a very small number of charming scenes and details relating to the city, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, when you actually get to take a look at the city, besides everything being made of gold, there's not really anything special or unique about it. But I suppose that wasn't the main focus of the movie. Still, I think a live action that explores the city and goes beyond would be very neat. But besides that, I'm going to talk about a movie that most of you will probably not remember. Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas. I grew up around a lot of people that really enjoyed this flick when they were kids, but it really is a lost gem, so not many people know about it, but goddamn was it amazing. Based off the Greek legend and hero Sinbad, and one of his encounters and his own story, this film has beyond potential for a live action. The library of stories Sinbad went through in his adventures in Greek mythology is quite a bit, one including, as an example, the famous encounter he had with sirens, which a movie had a very creative rendition of. And for the love of God, do not get me started on Eris. Gotta fucking discard chaos in my fucking heartbeat. Sorry, I lost my composure there. But bruh, this has got to be one of the most underrated and coolest villains of animation history. She's scheming, manipulative, smart, powerful, and fucking graceful. All the good shit you could expect from a female villain. There is literally a YouTube video on the entire Sinbad movie, but it's just Eris and it's fabulous. She just has this charm to her that makes her so interesting. It would be hard to replicate her in live action, considering her animation is like a creature made of smoke. But if they do it right, I can definitely see this becoming a great film. But last but not least, there is one last movie that I would really like a live action remake of. And it's one that I did a video essay on this channel back in December. I just had to talk about it here since I love it so much. Mary and Max. For those of you that don't know, this is a movie about an unlikely friendship between a little Australian girl and a 40-year-old man with Asperger's syndrome. I feel like a live action on this would give the movie much more serious and heartfelt reputation that it deserves, since unfortunately not a lot of people, especially of older generations, take animation seriously. Fuck, just look at how half-assed the Oscars are about it. A live action of this film would be filled with beautiful cinematography and drama. I think it would be a spectacular project if someone with enough love and care for it would want to create it. So yeah, that's my small list of movies that I think should make an awesome live action. What do you guys think of my picks? Would a live action of these films enhance the quality of them? Or would it do the complete opposite and ruin the original movies and their image? What live action movies would you like to be made in the future and why? Please feel free to leave all those thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single one and reply to the ones that I can. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and click the little bell to be notified of new uploads. I'm gonna start to study again very soon, so uploads will take a little longer, but you can expect a video from me at least once a month on Saturdays. So clicking the bell really helps in getting a notification when that might happen. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, link is in the description. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to stay determined. Yeah, fun guys!